Here we go. Hey team, welcome to tonight's team call. We have our very own Jen going to talk to us about products, and then the Jill panel from when she went to a Saturday training with the Double Diamond Celeste Gwen. Take it away, Jen.
Okay, so this is kind of a continuation of what we talked about last week. It's just we split it into two parts just for kind of time purposes. This was the product knowledge portion of the day. It was probably my favorite part of the day in terms of just learning more about what we've got in our arsenal here of products. Jennifer Pickett is an Emerald Ambassador. She's also a nutritionist. And she was a nutritionist before she found Plexus. So for her to come in, look at these products and say, yes, absolutely, this is exactly what people need is a really big deal. And I think really lends credibility to what we do. She talked about 6 main complaints of the average American person and what we've got to fix it. So this is going to be a lot of, if somebody comes to you and says, I've got this, this, and this going on, you can say, okay, I've got these things. They're going to help fix it. First thing she talked about, and this is the number one complaint of 1 in 3 people. Number one health concern for Americans right now is lack of energy. So something we talked a lot about last year at convention when they released Edge, and basically what we can do to combat that. Obviously, I'm going to start with Edge. The things that are in Edge, like, yes, there is caffeine in it, but it comes from essentially the coffee bean. So it's naturally occurring, very small amount, but it is going to give you a natural, clean energy. And there's also, and I'm going to butcher some of these words, L-theanine in it. And what that does is it's going to take the effects of the caffeine, the jittery, the weird antsy feeling that some people get, and it reduces those effects. So you're getting the clean feel of energy and a good caffeine without the negative side effects. And that's pretty much Edge in a nutshell. It is not overly complicated, but if you've never taken it, I strongly recommend getting you a bottle and seeing how, if you take it at 2:00 in the afternoon when you hit that slump, it's a really cool feeling and you really will feel it hit you. Next one we're going to talk about is Slim. Obviously, that's our flagship product. It's the pink drink. What Slim does is it balances blood sugar. So what's in it? The alpha lipoic acid, again, probably butchering the word. It's going to work on a cellular level, and it's going to give your cells the ability to use the insulin instead of storing the insulin, which is, I mean, obviously when you are storing insulin and your body is putting that load on your pancreas, that's how you get to type 2 diabetes. That's how you get to a lot of cardiovascular problems. So you're going to have that insulin being used. When that happens, your body's energy is naturally going to go up. Does that make sense? Everybody good? Okay. The next one in this category, and I was pleasantly surprised, is X Factor. That is our multivitamin. When the American diet is terrible, like, I don't think there's any denying that from anybody. You can eat as clean as you want, but you're still going to have slip-ups. You're still going to eat something processed. It's almost unavoidable in a fast-paced life. When you eat poorly, you're going to feel awful. So in our X Factor, it has aloe. So as you take your X Factor, this is going to help with nutrient absorption. As your body absorbs the nutrients that it needs, it's going to be able to use them to give your body fuel. So obviously that's going to give you a boost in energy as well. We also talked about the BioCleanse. This is a really cool thing about BioCleanse. It will oxygenate your blood. And I've looked at blood samples. There's a picture, you can find it online, of somebody who has oxygenated blood versus someone who doesn't. And you can actually see the difference in the reds. It's really cool. But as you increase your oxygenation in your cells, you're going to feel better. It's literally fueling your cells. The other thing it does, cleanse. It's going to detoxify and you're literally getting rid of all the gunk built up inside of you. And as that goes away and your body can function properly, your energy is going to go up. Another one I thought was cool, this is the last product in this one, is the Accelerator. Now, I'm a big fan of Accelerator. We're going to talk a little bit more about it in a minute. I'm a big fan of Accelerator because I credit it, that and the BioCleanse together, for helping me get off anxiety meds. Accelerator contains a natural ingredient called 5-HTP. So number 5 and then HTP. It's going to raise your serotonin levels. We're going to talk a little bit more about serotonin in a minute. But as your serotonin goes up, then your hormones are working better. You're going to be more even keel. You're not going to have the weird highs and lows, so your energy will be more constant. So if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I'm having a really hard time with energy, I'm drinking 2 and 3 Red Bulls a day, this is a really good place to get them to start to help to correct that problem. Anybody have anything on lack of energy?
Also, the X Factor has B12 in it, which is also good for energy. So at my school, they're always every 2 weeks people are getting B12 shots for energy. And so that's another thing that our X Factor has that helps with energy as well.
I didn't know that. That's really cool. I knew B12 was important, a vitamin wise, but I had never heard it with energy. That's cool. I heard it for immunity, but I like that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, B12 gives you energy as well. So that's why, when my friends are always I'm going to the nurse's office to get B12 shot. I'm like, hey, I can give you energy every single day with this X Factor for B12. With B12.
Yeah, and it doesn't involve a needle, which I'm a fan.
And it's $30 instead of $15 every time they get a shot, or $20 every time they get a shot. And the shot may last them 4 days or something.
I have a couple questions.
Sure thing.
I don't know. They're not really. They're just about product knowledge. Can anyone I don't really understand what methylated means about our X Factor being fully methylated.
I'm not either, if I'm being completely honest. I've tried to read about it. My understanding is there are certain people who have a gene mutation where they don't process nutrients correctly. But if you introduce aloe into that, it will help kind of counteract that. So adding the aloe alone will increase, I don't think I have the mutation. It'll increase nutrient absorption by up to 300%. But am I saying that right? Has that been everyone's understanding of what that means?
Yeah, but what I understand is the aloe and then the fully methylated part are 2 separate things.
My understanding was if you carry that gene, this is something that is going to help you with the absorption. I think it just sounds funny. That's, again, my understanding, and I could be completely wrong.
I will research this and get back to y'all.
Okay.
The other thing is, I don't know if you read in the product knowledge, in our packets or whatever about Accelerator, it says not intended for extended use.
Yeah.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I take Accelerator on, basically I take it kind of opposite edge. If I'm having a rougher day, maybe I've gotten better, I take the Accelerator because I want the serotonin. If I'm just having a day where I need a little bit of extra energy, I take the Edge. And I don't take either one every day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think I take Accelerator probably 3 times a week and maybe Edge twice. If I had to average it out, it's not an everyday thing.
So for our customers that are ordering the Accelerator Slim Combo Pack, should we at a certain point explain to them hey, you've been on Accelerator for a few months, maybe something else?
Yes.
I typically do. I have a customer who just started on it yesterday. Well, she's my new ambassador. And she was only taking 1 a day with the sample packs I gave her. And I think the recommended dose is 2. So I think if you're only taking that 1, I don't, like it's going to depend on you and depend on how you feel.
They say every 3 months you should change. So you could do 3 months accelerator and then 3 months boost and then 3 months accelerator.
Okay.
But see, I don't like the boost. The boost to me is like, that makes me jittery.
See, I don't like accelerator because accelerator makes me jittery, but the boost I love. So just, but like what I did is like I did boost for 3 months and then I just stopped for a while and then I added it back in and then I've stopped right now. I'm going to try accelerator one more time because I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. So I'm going to order me some and just try it again. Maybe I just wasn't taking it right, or I wasn't taking it with food, or my body just, whatever. I just want to try it again because I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I'll just go off of it. Like I'll do boost for 3 months and then I'll get off of it for a couple of months and then I'll get back on it for that extra weight loss.
Because you build a tolerance to it?
Well, because it's a weight loss product. And so like eventually I guess your body does build that tolerance and you're not losing any more weight. And then so you get off of it for a little while or change up. And that's why, because it's more of a weight loss than it is anything. But I actually use the boost for energy because the boost gives me energy before workout because it's heating up my body. I
have a customer who uses it specifically for pre-workout.
Yeah.
But she works out 3 days a week, so she's not taking it every day.
Yeah. And that's when I would use the boost is right before my workout. So I wasn't taking it every single, because that was my intent. It was more for the workout because it heats your body up. And let me tell you, the energy is amazing when you work out. But I wasn't using it for weight loss. But when I was using it for weight loss at the beginning, I was told 3 months and then to get off of it. But like I said, my intent is no longer weight loss with the boost. It's more of a pre-workout. But I just want to try the accelerator one more time just to see, because I do have a little bit more weight I want to get off. And so I want to see if that will help me.
So my accelerator customers, then I would just say, like, you want to alternate with boost every 3 months.
Yeah, I would just do that, or see if they want to try something else, maybe.
The Edge. Are they on accelerator for weight loss, or are they on accelerator for energy?
They want to speed up the metabolism.
Okay, then then I would do the alternate with boost.
Yeah. Yeah, boost will work.
Thanks, guys.
I'm on it for the serotonin. Like, yes, it absolutely boosts weight loss. That's probably not the right word to use with accelerator. It will speed up weight loss. But for me, the mental health benefits of it, I space out the days I take it so that I never have to be completely off, if that makes sense. Okay. Are we ready to go? Good for the next one? Okay. Next big thing that we want to talk about is sleep. And yes, they do go hand in hand. But the way you address it is a little bit different. 83 million people in America are sleep deprived. 50% of us, and I think that's probably low, don't get enough hours of sleep a night, and 85% of people wake up feeling tired. Not getting that deep, restful REM sleep. So we start again with Slim, our balanced blood sugar hero. There's a correlation between your insulin levels and between your blood sugar levels and your natural biorhythm. And if your insulin is too high, your body doesn't know what to do with it, and it's not going to send you into a deep sleep. This actually happened to me the other night. I've been going and going and going all day, and I hadn't had time to have my pink drink. And it got to be 10 o'clock, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather have it now than not have it at all. Like, I don't want to skip it. I slept so good Friday night, probably better than I've slept in a while. Simply because my blood sugars were balanced. And I know a lot of people say, oh, Slim gives me energy. It's such a quick pop. When your body's already winding down and you're mentally preparing to go to bed, I think it helps because it really does. It levels you back out. So you're not, spiking and all through the night. The next one is the ProBio 5. Okay, we're going to talk about serotonin again. So 95% of your serotonin is produced in your gut. Melatonin is made from serotonin, and melatonin is your sleep hormone. I learned a lot. Your gut, your GI tract, contains 400 times more melatonin than the pineal gland in your brain. So basically, the thing that tells your brain, your body, it is time to sleep, it's all coming from what's going on in your gut. So super important that your body is making the serotonin so that you can have the melatonin to go to sleep. I had to draw it out. The thing, I think we all know this, but it really does help with sleep cycles. The ProBio 5 is going to restore that natural balance in your gut between good and bad bacteria so that as you're sleeping, your gut's working properly. Your sleep is literally time for your body to rebuild itself. So it's super important that you're giving your body the time it needs to do that. Last one for this is the Mega X. That is our omega supplement that we offer. So this is really cool, and I didn't know this. So cortisol is your stress hormone. In a perfect world, as you're getting ready to go to bed, your cortisol level should start to fall. So right around dusk, it should start to come down. Modern lifestyle, fast-paced lifestyle, poor diet, it's not happening that way anymore. So when you start to take omegas, that is gonna kick off the signal in your brain to start leveling that back out, to start letting it drop. And your sleep will go up. I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that. I knew what cortisol was, but I had no idea how it related to essentially fatty acids. So super cool. And ours is the only one that's complete with omegas. It contains all the strains. It's not just the omega-3 that you see. That I think a lot of people think that that's all exists. Your omegas also increase your serotonin release. I didn't need that to rhyme. Again, that's going to help produce your sleep hormone, your melatonin, and help you get a deep sleep. Anybody have anything on that one?
Does that mean you should be taking that one at night before you go to bed?
I take the Mega X at night. A lot of people say take the X Factor at night. I personally have better luck with the omegas at night.
Okay.
But what some people do is they'll just take all of them at night. But because I'm also taking block before I go to bed and I take the probiotic before I go to bed, that'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be 9 pills as I go to sleep.
Not exactly what you want to do.
Not exactly what you want to do. So play around with it. Figure out which one works for you. I've heard both are great sleep tools. I personally have better luck with the omegas.
You take omega and probio, and it helps with your sleep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
My sleep's
that's what I take.
Try it.
Huh?
My sleep's been off lately, so I was thinking about trying it because I haven't tried
But
it.
play around with it because some people, in fact, I was on a call the other night where the guy that was leading the call said he just started taking the X Factor before he goes to bed, and his sleep has gotten a lot better. I've done both, and personally, I like the omegas better at bedtime.
So you said the Mega X actually reduces your cortisol levels?
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll help them naturally fall like they're supposed to.
Okay.
At nighttime.
Yeah, I take the ProBio and the Omega X, and my sleep has gotten a lot better from doing that. Did you say that our Omega is the only one out there that has all of the Omegas?
To my knowledge, yes. I have not seen another one.
Okay. I was just making sure I heard that right. That's all.
And that is me saying that. That is not what they said at the training. I have not seen another one that has all the strains. And they're certainly not plant-based. So, yeah.
I hadn't either, but I was just making sure that I didn't take
that. More than anything is just going to be a selling point. Like, look, you can go to Walmart and you can spend $20 on omega-3s, or you can, support your friend's business, spend, I don't even know what our Mega X is.
I think
Put art.
$9.95. I got the product sheets right here. Got it handy. Oh, it's on the other side. Omega for preferred, it's $34.95.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you're getting so much more bang for your buck.
Yeah. I didn't get to take any of my Plexus products this past week because, like I said, I couldn't even swallow water. So I was, and I struggled even swallowing the antibiotics that they gave me. It was, oh my God, it was so painful. So I didn't take any, and like the pink drink, I took it today for the first time after a week, and it burned my throat as I was drinking it, you know, because it's, you know, because my throat is still sensitive right now. And I did not sleep good at all this past week. Did not. My body has been out of whack this whole week. I was like, oh my gosh, I need my Plexus back.
Strep is serious. Like that's, I've had it twice and it's miserable.
I don't ever want it again. Okay.
All right. Next up, we have got, I am going to preface this real quick. As we go through, we've got 3 more to do. Nope, I lied. We have 4 more to do. The explanations get shorter because there are duplicates. But right now we're going to do frequent illness. This is an interesting statistic, kind of something if you've got anybody who's real fact-driven. 70 to 80% of your illnesses start in your gut. We're in this cycle of you get sick, you go to the doctor, you get your antibiotics, and your gut gets messed up. And then you're sick again. So, I mean, I'm glad we live in a world where antibiotics exist. I'm sure Catherine agrees with me a lot right now. But we are over-medicated. Our bodies were designed to fight, but we've taken that ability away from them by giving them too much outside help. So Plexus is a great, great tool to help our bodies kind of learn how to be a body again, if that makes sense. Learn how to fight stuff off and learn, how to keep us strong naturally. So we're going to start with ProBio 5. Literally is going to restore the balance to your gut. In a perfect GI tract, you've got an 80-20 ratio of good to bad bacteria. In our ProBio 5, and I do know this, we are the only probiotic on the market with an antifungal. Huge, huge, huge deal. So many illnesses start because of fungus in our gut. So it's going to help fight off fungus. It's going to help fight off yeast overgrowth. It contains enzymes and 5 friendly bacteria strains. And I didn't know this either, but the #1 doctor recommended brand of probiotic that you can just like go out and buy only has 2 of the bacteria strains, no enzymes, no antifungals. So it really is a powerhouse of just an amazing way to get your gut back in shape. Here's another, this was probably my favorite section, I'm going to say. Ease. Since this, I have started taking Ease every day, and not only do my joints feel better, I sincerely think it's going to help with illnesses, going through the summer and going back into fall and season changes and all that. So I know I'm not going to pronounce this right, but the way it's written, it's capital E, capital T, capital A, and then little ROL. That's how I've always seen it written. Eterol. What it is a powerful anti-inflammatory. So anything that's causing inflammation in your GI tract, it's going to stop it, basically. It's going to bring the balance back. Some of the other things in Ease, I thought this was really cool. Serrapeptase, it's SERRAPEPTASE. This is an Ease. It's going to break down non-living tissue, like mucus. So even things like up in your sinus cavities that lead to seasonal allergies, it's going to break all that down. So you're not coughing, sneezing, being gross. Bromelain, BROMELAIN, digests proteins. So anything in your gut that's not being broken down, it's going to come along and digest it for you. Like there are foods that we eat, we're all guilty of it, that your body doesn't break down correctly. And this is going to help kind of counteract that. And then of course, turmeric, powerful, it's really a food. Turmeric is a cancer fighter and liver detoxifier. And I think everyone just ought to be taking turmeric anyway. So ease is a really good thing that I have added, and I'm really happy that I've added it into my daily routine. I think my seasonal allergies have been better. I know I've got a bad ankle. It's definitely better, and it's that anti-inflammatory property in that. And that's it on frequent illness. But I thought the ease part was really interesting. Anybody got anything on that? Okie dokie. So next is, what did you say, Catherine?
That's just good to know about the ease. I wish I would have known that sooner.
We learned a lot about ease.
I went to go to the store and got Benadryl for my coughing and sneezing and all that. Cause so I had strep, and then the strep, I still have the strep, but then I got a cold on top of it. And I think it's because I wasn't taking my probiotics, and I was taking the antibacterial medicine or whatever. So then once I could start swallowing the pills, I started upping my probiotics to 6 a day, 3 in the morning and 3 at night. And so everything, but that's what, I'm stuffed up, I'm coughing, I'm sneezing, my ears are hurting. I wish I would have known about that sooner.
Do you have any ease?
Oh yeah, I have I have every product that we sell in my house.
Yeah.
I just take ease for as my Tylenol is what I was taking it as.
I've started taking it every day, and the swelling, I have that ankle that's just stupid. The swelling in the ankle is noticeably smaller.
I'm going to start taking that every day then.
I take it every day. It's the nastiest tasting thing in the entire world, but it really does help.
Yeah, because it has fish or something in it.
New Zealand green-lipped mussel.
Yeah, that's what it is. I knew it was kind of like something with but I mean, you don't get no burping nasty.
No, it's not going to make you burp. Just be sure you got a mouthful of water first. Yeah. And maybe don't breathe, because it does stink.
It does stink.
I mixed up my Nerve and my Ease, and I figured it out by smelling them. That was fun. Sitting at the Easter table, sniffing. Okay, so next up on common ailments and complaints is discomfort. Really interesting. When Jennifer was presenting this, she said, notice I'm saying discomfort, because pain is a diagnosis. And we have to be very, very careful about stepping on what's the agency? The FDA. We have to be really careful about stepping on toes and what terminology we use. So if you're chatting one-on-one with someone, you can absolutely say pain. If you are making a public post, you have to say discomfort, because discomfort is a symptom. For an industry that's not regulated, they really are busy regulating us. I'm just saying. Okay. 76 million to 100 million Americans have discomfort every day. It is a staggering amount of people. And most people don't talk about it. I think a lot of people just accept it as the norm. Oh, this is what happens as you get older. We get creaky and we start falling apart. Well, that's dumb, I think, to just sit back and accept it. We're going to start with Slim again. We're going to talk about the alpha-lipoic acid again, because another thing that it does on top of your body using insulin correctly is it is another natural anti-inflammatory. So all the stress in your joints, all those little moving parts, that comes in and helps them work better and move easier. Your Mega X, that's your omegas, I had the word, is another powerful anti-inflammatory. And we're going to talk about Ease again, the Etirol, and the New Zealand green-lipped mussel. Both help with discomfort. And then, of course, Nerve. I just added Nerve in. It is the newest thing I'm trying. Not taking it every day yet, kind of building it up. But I will say that in terms of sleepy foot, that sleepy foot feeling you get if you've held too long, I'm already seeing an improvement in that. And that's minor compared to what I know some people feel with nerve pain. We have a girl on her team, and her testimony on her shoulder, she had some nerve damage, and she's been on Nerve for a while, and it's fine. She has twin little boys and can lift them, and it's great. They didn't really get into nerve, and that's one I really want to do a little bit more digging on. It was just the last thing I hadn't tried. And just for my minor discomfort of like my foot going to sleep is tenfold better. So I have a feeling if you're in some serious discomfort, pain, that would really be beneficial to you. I didn't get a lot, and I went back through my notes really carefully, and she didn't go into a lot of detail on this one, unfortunately. But I think knowing, because I had no idea that Slim could be used as an anti-inflammatory. I always think blood sugar when I think Slim. So I thought that was a really cool little tidbit of information on it. Anybody got anything on this one?
I would say nerve does help because I have a lot of nerve pain in my shoulder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I do, very bad, and I should take it every day, and I don't. Yeah, but when I am consistently taking it, I don't have any pain in my shoulder. When I quit taking it, the pain comes back. I always have a lot of pain. So it does work. I don't know why I don't take it every day. I need to because I do live with that discomfort all the time. You'll see me like do this all the time and like move because I have bad nerve damage right here from playing volleyball.
As I say, it's your volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah, and it works, but I just don't take it every day. I don't know why I don't. I think I want to do what I saw somebody on Facebook do. They put in their phone at different times on when to take, under their alarm on when to take their products. And so their alarm goes off to remind them to take the product. And so that's what I think I need to do with the nerve because I just forget about it. I don't know why. When you know I'm in so much pain, I should probably remember. But
you think that would be a reminder, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Like, it does not remind me for whatever reason. But when I do take it, it does really work really well with the nerves. So it does work. I do know that. I need to take it now.
Okay. Next is stomach issues. Obviously, we deal with gut health all the time. I've had some really strange things said to me, kind of just like, hey, I'm Jen and I work with Plexus. And all of a sudden people want to tell me about their stomach issues. It seems to be, besides weight loss, the number one thing that people are starting to associate Plexus with. And I think that's a really good thing. I think anytime we can educate someone about their gut health and everything it's connected to, that's a good thing. And this can be a really good jumping off point to get that conversation started. Like I said earlier, your gut should be about an 80-20 ratio of good to bad bacteria. Most people are flipped of that. It's 20-80. And it's really sad because this will lead to a host of problems. I'm going to go, this one's kind of quick, just because we've already gone over so many of these products. ProBio 5, again, going to have you that healthy balance, healthy absorption. It's going to control your yeast overgrowth. When people say leaky gut, like my doctor told me I have leaky gut, you want them on the ProBio 5 immediately. You got your 5 strains of bacteria, antifungal, and your enzymes. One of the enzymes that you hear the most about is, and I'm going to butcher the word, and I've seen it written out, it looks like chitinase. C-H-I-T. That's not how you say it. Chitinase. Completely embarrassing myself here. What that does, that particular enzyme, thanks, Catherine, breaks down. That is actually going to be an enzyme that goes in there and partners with the BioCleanse to break down the shell of the gunk that's in your gut. Because as it sits there and as you add to it, it's going to start to get a hard layer. And I've heard it compared to the shell of a shrimp. I've also heard it compared to, if you really want to gross someone out, the wings of a cockroach. That kind of almost plastic-like filmy stuff literally is sitting in your gut. And that's the enzyme that helps break it down. When you see it a lot in middle-aged dudes, the pot belly, that's literally rotting food sitting in their GI tract. And they can't get rid of it, no matter how much broccoli they eat, because they can't break that plastic film stuff down. It's not literally plastic, but you know what I'm saying. They can't break it down and get it out because there's not any, like, it's just sitting there. Does that make sense? Okay. And of course, your BioCleanse. They do work hand in hand. It's going to give you the oxygenated blood, good physical and mental energy. It's going to neutralize acidic conditions that promote pathogens. And that, again, is going into when there's stuff sitting there that you can't get rid of, like stuff's going to start to grow on it. It's a warm, wet environment. And your body, you want your body to be alkaline. And when you take in magnesium, which is what BioCleanse is, your body's going to get more and more alkaline as that stuff starts to go away. Super healthy overall, super good for like your cardiovascular system. It's going to enhance your weight loss and collagen production, which is really cool. Women, as we get older, especially need collagen production. It starts to go away, and help flush out all the bad. So that's BioCleanse. Your X Factor, we'll talk a little bit more about the aloe vera that's in it. That is 100% unique to Plexus. That is our thing with having the aloe in our multivitamin. So not only is it going to up your absorption rate, it also is healing your GI tract. Literally, like if you get a burn on your skin and you put aloe on it, that's what you're doing to your insides. So helping with absorption, helping food pass through correctly, keeping the bad stuff out of your like intestinal walls, really good thing to have. And we are back to ease, the anti-inflammatory properties, your enzymes, the ability to break down. When I think of mucus, I think of my allergies and sorry, are you guys there? I think I went away a minute. When I think of mucus, I think of like allergies. But it's also in your gut, and the ability to have something that breaks that down is huge, because it's, again, nothing's going to get built up. How are we on that one? Groovy. Okay, the next one, and I'm surprised it's the last one we went over. Everybody knows what I'm going to say. Obesity and weight management. This is the number one reason people get on Plexus. It's why I got on it. And it's truthfully, now that I know the tools that we've got, I stay on it and it's a perk, but my overall health is so much better. But a lot of people, to get their foot in the door with Plexus, want to talk about weight loss. I think it's really important that people know up front, this is not a quick fix. This is a tool. This is an arsenal of really amazing natural products that is going to help enhance weight loss. You guys start with the triplex. I think that that's super important for anybody starting a weight loss journey. I would begin there. Now we've got block. We've got the fast acting block. Debbie and Sarah, I don't know if you guys know, block used to be, you would have to take it 30 minutes before you ate. You couldn't take it and then like eat your pasta. You would have to wait. Yeah, and I hated it. Because you can't live like that. You can't time when the waiter's going to bring your food. So 2 ways to use block. Take it before you eat a carb heavy meal. What I have started doing, and I have seen pretty good luck with, I've lost 2 inches off my hips since I've started doing this, and like 1/2 inch off my waist, is take it at night before you go to bed. It's going to hold your blood sugar steady, and you won't have that crash as you're sleeping, so that your body continues to use your insulin properly, and it'll help keep weight burning overnight. Does that make sense? Okay, you're nodding good. And I think the other night when I took, because I don't get the weird energy with Slim anymore, I use it for blood sugar control more than anything. I am unique on that, I promise. That's not everybody. But having your blood sugars balanced like that before you go to bed is a huge deal, and block is an ideal way to do it if you don't want to drink your Slim that close to bedtime. Learned a little bit about the P96. Guys, this is a tool, a product that we have at our disposal that I don't think we talk about nearly enough. The thing that sets P96 apart from the bucket that you buy at GNC, our whey protein is cold processed. No denaturing of the protein at all. A lot of proteins, when they process them, it has to be processed. That's you gotta make it powder form. They do it in a heat process, and you're breaking down the thing that you need. The reason that you want that protein, you've broken it down. So when Plexus got a protein, they were like, no, we're going to cold process it. We want you to get all the benefits of that protein. So super cool, I think, and it's very tasty. And then of course your accelerator and boost, which we've already talked a lot about tonight. And it's a personal preference on those. You cannot take both at the same time. Super, super important. That is the number one thing that I really want people to know about accelerator and boost is you can't double up. You can't say, oh, I'm going to take my accelerator in the morning, and then when I go work out in the afternoon, I'll take my boost. Don't do it. You can, however, take either with Edge. So that might be a really good way if people want that pop in the morning, either when they take their drink or, with their coffee, or however they're doing it. That might be a time to add in a product there. And that's it. That's our product knowledge.
That was good, Jen.
Thanks.
I didn't know that about our P96 that it's cold processed.
I didn't either. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't know there was a difference.
I didn't either. I love the P96. I actually need to take it, but I don't want to drink it before bed.
Yeah. Yeah, that much protein before you go to bed. But I thought that was really interesting. I think knowing what the ingredients do, I think is so important. And I think we really underutilize that knowledge because if somebody comes to you and says, man, I'm having such a hard time sleeping. Now we can go and say, well, I want you to try this because this, and like actually have it make sense. You're not just a snake oil salesman anymore. You can back it up with things that you know. And I think that that's really important.
Snake oil salesman.
I've been accused of it like recently, and it's like you don't realize. Okay, that's cool. You think what you want to think. I'll be over here healthy driving a Lexus, and you enjoy your skateboard. So, okay. Up next is the Jewel panel. I didn't know this was happening a couple weeks ago. I was super. Emily Roberts is one of my favorite diamonds to follow. She's wonderful. And a couple of these women I didn't know. So they really just went down the line and asked each of these jewels, and they were everybody, all three ranks, Emerald, Sapphire, Diamond, their one tip to give newbies. And in the grand scheme of Flexus, like we're all still brand new. We're all still learning. All still trying to figure out what our daily IPA should be, what system is going to work for us. And that's okay. And I thought these were really good, pearls of wisdom, if you will. The only one I knew, the only girl on stage that I knew was Emily Roberts. So I apologize. I did not get everyone's last name, and they're fairly common names. So I have no idea who was who. I need to look it up. Okay. So the first one that spoke was Jennifer. Let's see. Her big tip was, oh, good grief, where did it go? I've lost it. Sorry, guys. I thought I was more organized than that. Okay. Jennifer's tip was stay in your lane and stay focused. Work while you wait. It's so easy. Like, I'm silver, and it's so easy to say, man, I can't wait to be gold, or I can't wait to be emerald. But I have to work while I'm waiting. Because if I don't, then I'm literally twiddling my thumbs and really thinking that Lexus looks nice on my fridge. You have to have peace with where you're at, but you also have to work. And I thought that was really important. And I think that it's very easy to get caught up in the daydream of the jewel lifestyle. It is. That's a fantasy. And I think it's a good thing to strive for, but don't get sidetracked. Kind of have to work with blinders on. Okay, Emily was next, and her tip was go for no, which is actually, Jessica's about to start a book study, but I really want to read Go for No, because this was her advice. consistently plant the seeds. If I were to ask someone, hey, have you ever heard of Plexus? Are you ready to try it? And they go, no, that's cool. The idea is there now. And they're going to be watching you every time you mention Plexus, every time you mention an extra paycheck, every time you mention how good you feel. You don't have to say the word Plexus anymore, I've noticed. Like, I can say something like, man, I haven't sneezed in a long time. And people immediately associate that with, oh, I bet that's that Plexus thing she's doing. I think I did hashtag that ProBio5. But you know what I mean? Like, I never said the word Plexus. These products are amazing. They really do work. But at the same time, this was the second half of Emily's tip. You have to live the life that you're telling people you live. If you're out at night with a bunch of friends and they're all drinking soda, like, you have to be really careful not to sit there and guzzle that Diet Coke. Now, with you guys, I'll do it because you know me and you already know that I'm all about the Plexus. But people are watching you. If you're posting pictures of yourself eating nasty food, or people are there's a disconnect there, and you have to be really careful with what you're putting out there. And I thought that was a really good piece of advice. And the next up was Melissa. Be you and enjoy the journey was her tip. When people can go to any number of their contacts on Facebook and purchase Plexus, I promise you, it is spreading like wildfire, and they're going to know at least another 2 people doing exactly what we're doing. When people choose to purchase from you and become either your customer or your ambassador, whatever it is they're doing, they're buying into you. And if you don't believe that you're good enough, or you don't believe that you're worthy of, the wonderful life that we're all going to get to if we just stick with it, then they will see that. It will come across in your posts. It will come across in your attitude. So remember that you become that resource for people. Being you is good enough. They are buying into you, and you're going to bring something to them that no one else in our company could bring them. And that's super important to remember, because it can be very easy to get discouraged and go, oh, I don't have the product knowledge that she has, or my team isn't as big as hers. It doesn't matter. They want you. Robin was next. Hers was pretty straightforward, but I liked it. Is just make a decision to commit. You can't create the momentum without deciding to commit. You can play with it. You can have fun with it. But if you're not leading your team, if you're not treating this like a business, if you're not acting like the leader that you are, your team is not going to follow. You can come into it with an employee mindset or an employer mindset. But you're employing yourself. So I'm saying, I'm not saying that you're like, you're not punching anybody's time clock or signing anybody's paycheck, but you still have to be a boss of yourself, of your time. And she talked a little bit about creating a sense of urgency in your business, that if you don't start your health journey today, you don't start your business today, a month from now, you'll be a month behind. And I thought that was really important to say, because there's always tomorrow. There's always going to be a month from now or 2 months from now. But you're just that much more behind. So creating the urgency, creating the speed of your team, super important. Okay, Beth. I thought this was cool because I get to do it every day. Do this with your friends and make friends. Ask for your friends to do this with you. Believe that this will work. Believe in the products. Believe in the company. We hear that all the time. Believe in the comp plan. But get the people that you are already doing life with to do this with you. Some of them will say no. My very best friend that I've known since I was 2, I signed her up as an ambassador because I really wanted someone on my team. She's a natural born salesman. She could sell ice to an Eskimo. She won't do it. And you know what? That's her choice. I'm finally in a place of peace with that. But don't be discouraged when that happens. You have been working on building relationships your entire life. And this is a relationship business. You can't walk out to, Jane in line at the grocery store and get the same connection. Utilize the resources you have. If your friends don't want to do it with you, if they're going, oh, it's not really for me, or I already have a good vitamin, or whatever, go, okay, who can you send my way? It is perfectly okay to ask that. And last was Laura. I loved this one. It's very kind of hippie. I like it. Do daily positive affirmations. Write out something like, I love talking to people. So if you hate talking to people, if that's your big thing, just write it out every day where you can see it, maybe lipstick on the mirror, whatever. I love talking to people. For me, and this goes back into like living our lifestyle, I'm not a fan of working out. I feel like a hamster on a wheel. So I've started saying to myself every day, I like working out. Now, I am not hitting the gym, but I am going on longer walks. My step count has gone up, and I'm getting in that habit of believing that it's true, and that's so important. Let's see. She what else did she say? She says something really important. Don't get discouraged when people say no or say no in a really rude way. We have the power to change lives. We know it. And for every one person that says no, there's 5 more that desperately need what we have and are open to it. And I thought that was a really good way to kind of close the Jewel session, because that's so true. And it's so easy to get caught up on the, oh, she said no. And you like go hide in your corner for a while. I do it. I think everybody does it. But at the end of the day, I kind of have to reset and say, hey, you know what? Your loss. I'll be here when you're ready. And those are the Jewel tips.
Thanks, Jen.
Awesome.
Yay.
That was
I
good.
loved this was very good.
Yeah.
And I do have everything written out. I have been meaning to type it, but with everything going on with like the day job, I have not had time. So maybe on my 3 days off, it'll get done.
Yeah, that was good.
I learned a lot.
I need to really start doing the daily affirmations, especially with the way 2017 has gone for me. It's not been a good year so far. There's been good times within the year, but overall it's not been a good year. So I need to start getting on that, because it's been pretty hard.
We're only 3 months in. It'll get better. You're good.
I had to tell you we're 4 months in.
Yeah, for 4 months. It's April.
Oh.
It's mid-April.
Right. That. Hang on. Sorry, my phone's dying. Okay, it's better.
So yeah, I like that. I need to really start doing that.
I think product knowledge is, I'm certainly lacking in it, but I think, especially for greens, that's something that really is underutilized, and God, that lighting is terrible.
It's fine.
We could really make a stronger show of, I'm not here to sell you junk. This stuff works. Here's why it works. There's facts to back it up. These are the things that you're doing, and here's how they're going to help. I think that's huge. I may be a little bit more green than I thought.
Do you think that I have some allergy sufferers that I know that have said no to Plexus. Do you think Ease will work on its own with allergies, or you think it only works as an aid to the triplex?
I would say probably. Well, I mean, it depends on, are they allergic to things, or is it seasonal allergies?
Seasonal.
I don't know, maybe like Ease and Slim, or ProBio and Ease.
Yeah.
I would definitely pair it with something.
Right.
I mean,
probably the ProBio.
Yeah.
I would think the ProBio.
I'd pair it with those two, or if they just wanted Ease, if that's the only thing that they would get to try, you can always say there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied in 60 days, get your money back.
And remember, the thing with Ease too is there are 2 Ease products. You can get them on that lotion too. Oh, that lotion is amazing.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
If someone does get their 60-day money back, does that hurt you as the ambassador?
No.
Okay.
So that's why That's why I'm always talking about it, because if they do get their money back, it has nothing to do with you. The company takes the loss.
Okay.
You don't lose your commission from it.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's why the company, but the company has a 1% return rate.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's phenomenal. Like, that's amazing.
And there's always somebody that's going to complain.
Oh yeah, there's always, like, I had a customer get his money back. He did it for 60 days, loved the products, lost weight, everything was great, but he needed money, so he was like, "Oh, I need to do the 60-day money back guarantee." And I mean, no, I'm dead serious. And I was like, oh, okay, like, you can't say no. You're having, like, I was like, okay, and so he got his money back. But I mean, he loved the product.
Did he ever go back on them?
Well, no, he passed away, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple months ago. And then I had another customer. She loved the products too. She was just upset because that's when we were going. And Sarah and Debbie, you won't know about this, but we went through a transition with our back office. And
that's right as I came on. Yeah.
And it was a pretty tough transition. Like, I lost a lot of people through it because our old back office couldn't handle the fast growing pace of the company. So they had to update it. Well, when they updated it, there was still a lot of, how technology is, a lot of glitches and a lot of stuff going on. Well, I had one customer who actually was about to turn into an ambassador, but when she called customer service, she was on hold for an hour because they were so backed up. I mean, Plexus was doing so much to try to help with it. They just couldn't keep up with how much the company was growing, how many orders they were getting, the calls, or whatever. And I told her, I said, well, if you were going to call customer service, you should have because you can call for your customers and you can call for your ambassadors. So, like, if Jen needed something, I could call for her. And so I told her, I was like, you should have just told me, because I would have stayed on the phone for an hour, not to lose her. But she was so fed up with staying on the phone for an hour. She just was like, I want my money back and I'm done. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And,
to me, like, that would be an indication that, like, we're doing something right. If you're on hold for an hour and there are that many people, like, I don't know. That's how I would.
But as a customer, you're looking at it as, why am I on hold for an hour? You have that many people returning products or calling to return products. So, like, a customer has a different mind. Some people have different.
That's true.
Mindsets, like, they're looking at, people, you're either going to look at it positive or you're going to look at it negative, and so she just happened to look at it that way. So, people will do the 60-day money back guarantee without integrity, but I've only had 2 people do that. Well, really, the one just got frustrated. The other one, like, literally, like, he wasn't craving drugs anymore because he was a druggie. He wasn't craving drugs anymore. Everything was going great. And then he needed the money, so he got his money back. I was like, oh, okay.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very sad, because he ended up passing away two months ago from a drug overdose.
Oh my gosh.
So it was very sad, because I was like, oh, like, Plexus was helping you. And I don't know. It was helping him, like, get off of them and not use them for 60 days. And I wish he would have just stayed on it. And I told him, I was like, you can become an ambassador. I can show you, how to get your products for free. Like,
turn your life around. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hop off. Thank you, Jen, for the call.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
I need to do the
I
same.
hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful.
Yeah, it really was. Like, that was a lot of good information.
I love the Jewel panel. The Jewel panel tips were great.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Jewels actually each individually spoke, but they each talked for like 20 minutes. It was like, that's a lot of info. And I thought pretty much every one of them, when they gave their one tip, touched on what they spoke about. So I just went over the one tips. If y'all want to hear like each individual Jewel's time speaking, like, I will I may do
like a live on that a couple nights from now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to get back to getting stuff ready to ship out.
Okay. Have a good night.
Good
You
night.
too. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.